Morning, my name is Jawad Ahmed Fareed and I'm one of the founders at Learning Corporate Finance. Today we're going to walk you through one of the most exciting products that's come out of our product team. It's an online education portal with a difference that focuses on courses in risk, Basel, portfolio optimization, and treasury management. The reason why we're excited about this product is when we first started speaking to our customers about what do they really want out of a perfect e-learning platform. The most common item on their wish list was a customized roadmap. So when we ask customers what do they mean by a customized roadmap, their definition of this roadmap was a topic-specific roadmap written by a subject matter expert who understands the subject and understands how to teach it. So he, subject matter expert, would obviously know the topics that you need to cover, topics that you're actually going to need as part of your day-to-day work. Well, customers are always right, and that's exactly what we did. So what you see in front of you is actually a list of topic-specific roadmap that deal with value at risk, asset liability management, Monte Carlo simulation, capital adequacy, Basel III, derivative pricing. Now, in addition to these common risk and treasury topics, customers also came back and said that, look, we as individuals or as traders on a given desk understand fixed income, understand currencies, understand equities, and understand commodities. But there are very few of us who are able to link all of these together. So it'll also be useful to see material on precious metals such as gold and commodities, industrial commodities such as oil. And that's again, as we said earlier, since customers are always right, that's exactly what we did. So if I look at the value at risk roadmap, if I click on this, a roadmap for us is a combination of things. So to start off with, to begin with, it's basically a list of topics. And yes, you are unfortunately in front of a plain HTML content page. But just bear with me for a second. On this plain HTML page, we actually have a number of interesting things. First, we have a list of prereqs. So what is it that you need to know? What is it you need to cover when it comes to the subject area? What will you cover in the subject area? Are there any other related topics that you would find of interest? Is there anything that's available as far as a video-based course is concerned that you can walk through and see? Are there any PDF files that you can take home with you so that you can read them at the airport on your iPod or your iPad or your tablet? Are there any Excel files that you can download and use to understand, in fact, better understand and build the same models at your own pace, at your own time, on your own desk? And this is exactly what this roadmap does, starting from prereqs all the way up to downloadable Excel file in the area of value at risk. So if you click on the topic in question, so let's say if you want to look at a simple online course, you would actually end up or start off with a topic guide that looks along these lines. So a masterclass that looks at introduction to value at risk, a review of our methods, first steps, and then an application. And if you click on the masterclass, you'll actually see typical traditional conventional HTML content that walks you through what this subject is all about, right? And I think this is exactly where all familiarity to a normal e-learning offering ends. Because once you come back to the list of topics that are of relevance to you, you can quickly add, you can quickly add video. That walks you through the subject on a one-on-one personalized basis. And then within video, you've got a range that walks through. This is to start with a very simple question. And that simple question is, how much can you possibly lose on a bad day? And you can apply this question or you can ask this question with respect to your market portfolio, with respect to your investment and inventory in commodities, securities, irrespective of whether they are in the fixed income space, in the foreign exchange space, or in the capital market space. So, an introduction, both rate var as well as price var. At the bottom of the chart, you can see modified duration. And if I were to read this, I'd say it's advanced topics. And finally, in today's session, we will walk through the process required to calculate value at risk for currencies and commodities. When we close this session, we will also take a look at how the VAR process applies to calculation of value at risk for fixed income securities and bonds. In today's session, we start off with a simple data set for a handful of currencies. So if you see the sheet over here, you can see we have rates and sessions that actually walk you through the entire process of building a custom Excel spreadsheet. Not just one, but actually quite a few. Right? And then if all of this is too much for you to digest and process at one time, and you actually want PDF content that you can take home with you, so you can walk through this in detail while you commute to work or back, or on an airplane, on a long flight home or to a client, you have that ability. So all of this, the PDF file, the videos, the Excel file, basic material, supporting material is covered in the roadmap. Finally, when you're done with this entire process and you actually want to walk through the actual Excel spreadsheet so that you can build it up yourself, you actually have the option of making that happen. And as this file downloads, you can now open it on your desktop so that you can follow the video lesson in question side by side with your work. There you go. The reason why you were able to do this successfully, because the site that you saw is based on a large free online reference site in the area of risk, treasury, and financial optimization that we've run for the last 18 months. Learning Corporate Finance has received more than 90,000 visitors and over 200,000 page views in that time frame. In addition, by definition, by practice, by nature of our work, we ourselves are risk managers. We work with treasury and risk function on a day-to-day basis on policy reviews, system implementations, gap analysis, model audits, valuation opinions, and advise on risk setting and limit management processes. It's because of this work that the content that you see in front of you is very practical in nature. It's not just academic. Which is the reason why the courses that you see here are not just limited to value at risk, ALM, Monte Carlo simulation, Basel, capital adequacy, derivative pricing. We've gone out and created pre-packaged collections for treasury professionals, for risk managers and for relationship and account managers, for senior executives, and for risk managers. And the range of courses varies from the very basics of corporate finance to a number of actual case studies to advanced topics such as interest rate modeling, internal capital adequacy assessment, structured products, duration convexity, and collateral valuation and market risk metrics. This rich collection of courses comes from a training practice. Alchemy Technology is the primary firm that we all operate under, not just does consulting work, but also does a large number of training contracts for some of the most profitable and respected names in the banking industry in the Middle East and this region. As part of that work, we've delivered more than 100 workshops, training in excess of 2,000 parts. I hope you liked what we've shared over the last few minutes about this learning platform. If you're interested in subscribing to this product as an individual or would like to learn how you can roll this out at your institution for your treasury group, for your corporate and sales relationships managers, please feel free to drop me a line at javad@alchemia.com. We would be more than happy to create a custom proposal for your specific needs. The site is up and running and the access is immediate. Thank you very much for your time.